Hey, no Charlie today. He's gone. He's AWOL. So I'm taking charge, and we're going to stop the BS today, and we're going to talk about what kind of money y'all are really making. We'll be right back.
Now here's a question. Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
You wouldn't walk around exposed, so why leave your business exposed? Weak coverage and slow claims are a real risk. Seabright Agency has your back with better prices. Call today.
All right. And,
hey now.
It's like opposite land.
Right?
Charlie's in the truck. Jeff's at the house.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's hot. No, the AC's not fast enough, hard enough, cold enough. And I don't have Rosie on the truck. I'm missing my whoopee. I need my whoopee. Where's my whoopee?
So where are you at, Charlie?
I'm in Opelika. I'm chilling at the QT over here. You know, stop by, say hey, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep after this, so don't do it after that. I don't know. Yeah. So many things. So many things. You're gonna have to read the chat because I can't. It's too small for me, Jeff.
Okay. Oh, I had the chat open then, huh?
Oh, you think?
I had the media assets open.
Yeah. I get it. I do that all the time. Like, oh, there's people talking.
Snow White's excited.
I know. I'm excited. Look. I told Ida today, I need to come see Snow White just to hug Snow White. I feel like I need a Snow White hug in my life. I don't know how she feels about it, but that's where my brain is. Just saying. Ida, hi. Victor, what's going on, man?
Victor.
Who else is in there? I can see a couple people. I saw Mike Henderson asking why Walter White joined the show. That's nice.
Ask Gemini.
Yeah, ask the AI, because he's using the actual gem that I built to do this stuff, the AI, the thumbnails and stuff. And I gave it sample pictures, but when he runs it, we come out looking like Walter White and Brett Stewart.
Well, it gets even better, Charlie. That's like the third attempt I did trying to get it right.
Right.
Like, you had like a full Jordan beard.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of that. And then I just gave up after a while.
No, I feel you. Well, you've seen the frustration I've had some weeks. I'm like, dude, I've been at this for like 2 hours and the stupid thing won't do what I want it to do. I don't even understand. And then all of a sudden it's just bam, here you go. Have it. That's what you wanted, right? I'm like, well, yeah, why didn't you do that first? Oh,
No.
Undertaker, what's going on? Craig, good to see you, buddy. Matt Nissen. Rosie. Oh, TK. I talked to TK this week.
Did you?
We had a funny conversation about the Secretary of War. Can you guess that we were diabolically opposed? Just saying. It was fun. MD alignment. MD alignment's awesome. So the MD alignment people said my rear torque rods, dog bone, needed replacement, and the casings near the shocks. Shop personnel in Richmond yesterday said they look fine. Yeah, shop personnel in the shop. Go with
Yeah,
what
I would
MD
go with
alignment
MD.
says.
Yep.
They know things that other people don't because that's what they do.
Yep.
Uh,
It's all they do.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Craig said,
I remember years ago, even like Rutherford was talking years ago about when to use what shops, and he was like advising, like, if you have an air conditioning problem, don't take it
Right.
to Freightliner. Take it to an air
Right.
conditioning shop that does RVs,
yeah,
because that's all they do.
yeah. I tried to take one of my trucks in. I think it was Chewy. There was an AC shop near the house. They're like, no, bro, sorry, we don't do big trucks. I'm like, you suck. There wasn't one nearby that did RV, but this one was literally like 2 blocks from the house. So I was just like, oh, that would be fantastic, right? Yeah. Oh, Snow White said I could come visit.
You have permission.
Sounds like I get a hug. I'm digging it. Just saying.
So yeah, whenever you go, so I would say, I'm going to throw it up there so people can see it that want to see it. Tim, I would say that whenever you go to a specialty shop, in this case, it's an alignment shop. If you're doing a full DPF clean and you're going to DPF alternatives, I would take their word over a dealership or a Swift shop any day. Why? Because they're specialists in that area.
And you're paying them for that expertise and specialization.
I mean, here's how crazy sometimes that the Swift shop is, Charlie. So one of the last things when I was at Swift, do you know how to test batteries and how to test your alternator?
Yes.
Are you fairly confident that if you do a test on those items and you say, I need to replace those, that you need to replace them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the West Valley shop, I took my truck in after doing all that. I said, yeah, I need a new alternator. Well, we need to test it first and make sure. And I'm like, yeah, okay, go ahead and test it. Well, it looks fine to us. I said, what was the voltage on it? Oh, well, our tester said it was. No, that's not what I asked. I said, what was the voltage on it?
Right.
You don't know. Replace the alternator, please.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. I know. It makes me
well,
nuts,
our tester
man.
says it's like testing the charge air cooler, right? Because the engine manufacturer will tell you, what is it, Charlie? A 2-pound drop in boost is okay.
Right.
Well, you and I both know that's why, Mr. Guy that I was talking to on the Facebook group the other day, that is why you're getting better fuel mileage at 70 than you are at 65.
Right.
It's because you have a leaky charge air cooler. And the shop is going to tell you that it's within spec.
Exactly. Well, that's like alignments within factory tolerances.
Right. But we don't want factory tolerances. One of the things, too, that MD alignment does really well, Charlie, like, my 16 has been in an accident.
Right.
And the frame rail on the passenger side is a little. So go to MD alignment, and they align the truck with that in mind, that there's a bent frame rail.
Right.
Now, it's not bent so bad that it doesn't pass DOT.
Right.
You can see it, Charlie. You've seen it.
Yeah. It's got a little
just
twist
barely,
right at the
end. A little twist right at the end. So you take it to laser alignment, and they put the laser on it. No, MD alignment aligns it to the frame so that you're actually going down the road straight.
In an as-driven state.
In an as-driven state. That's the key right there, Charlie, the as-driven state.
Right.
So what the heck does this have to do with our show tonight, Charlie?
I don't know.
Did you look at the thing I sent you?
No.
Okay.
I forgot you said you emailed me something. You know, I remembered you said you emailed me something, right? And that you sent it to 2 different email addresses.
I did.
And then I went, oh, I think it was the thumbnail. Bro, look, it's hot. It's hot. I've had to get out of the truck literally 6 times in the last 2 hours to go pee, which is weird. And it's a very long walk.
Got a QT?
Yes. Well, in this heat, it's a very long walk.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. Although Ida was hotter than I am. Just saying. She beat me today. I was complaining. She's like, it's this here. I'm like, you won.
Yep. So
I'm going to open my email before you yell at me.
So Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Just based on the thumbnail, because you've seen the thumbnail.
Yep.
What's the BS I want to cut through?
I had a very inappropriate joke that would have got me in a lot of trouble with Donna just now.
Yep.
I got focus issues, bro. I don't know what to tell you. What do you want from me? You know what? All this crap about I make $200,000 running my truck, and you know what? I'm awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw it again this week in 2 of the Swift Facebook groups. Owner operators talking about, oh yeah, owner operator is great. I'm making $220 a year.
Bro.
Really? Really?
Bro.
That's what you're making. So the difference here is you talk to guys, and you'll get this a lot. You know, a lot of our guys are Swift guys, so they're kind of used to the recruiting thing. Oh, you make all this money without the recruiter even understanding what overhead is in this business.
Right.
But you get it on the outside too, Charlie. How many guys that you were curious, you see their rig, they're obviously got their own authority, all that stuff, and you just get curious and you ask them about their business.
Right.
And you get the, oh yeah, man, this truck makes, $300,000 a year. Okay, well, that's great that your truck is bringing in that amount of money. What are you putting in the bank?
Right.
What are you putting in the bank? You cannot pay your mortgage on gross receipts. That's not what pays your mortgage. What pays your mortgage is what's left after all of your expenses, right?
Yeah.
And how many guys have you talked to, Charlie, where you ask this question? What's your nut that you have to make each week just to pay for the truck?
God.
And do they know?
Nope.
There was a guy just,
they'll guess, they'll throw a number out.
right. There was a dude just this week on the Beyond group,
right,
that was really going off on what a rip off the Swift lease program
I just was reading this one just a little while ago.
And I'm just like, so you didn't read the contract is what I'm hearing. Because what he was complaining about, Charlie, was that initial performance bond, that $100 a week.
Yeah, that was a scam.
The 2290.
That's a scam.
I mean, so there's stuff that you have to pay up front, right? The performance bond that comes out usually $100 a week for the first, however, half a year, basically. And then your 2290, they pay it, by the way. Most carriers, even if they charge you for it, they pay it up front, then they take it out of your settlements a little at a time, so it doesn't hurt so much. But those are legitimate. There's a legitimate deductions, and if you're leasing a truck, it's in the leasing agreement, so you should automatically know that every single week I have to make this to make my lease payment, pay my insurance, all that stuff.
Right.
Now, if you're smart about the insurance, I'm just going to say this. If you're smart about your insurance and you have Seabright, you're going to have to put on your big boy pants.
Oh.
And just stroke a check every month. So it's not coming out of your settlement. So that's another thing though that you got to think about, right? Each week, and the formula for that one, Charlie, we've done it before. You take whatever your Seabright or OIDA or whoever your insurance company is, and you don't divide by 4. You multiply by 12, divide by 52.
Right.
That's how you get the weekly what you have to save each week. But people don't even know that.
Right.
They actually think in their little minds that they make $200,000 a year.
And if they were trying to figure out how much their insurance is every week, they would divide it by 4. Just saying.
Yeah. So
I know.
So that's what I mean by let's cut the BS. Let's start talking, guys, about what we actually make. I mean, the reality is, Charlie, and people are gonna call me out. Well, I couldn't live on that. I've had years, Charlie, where I made as an owner operator my lowest year ever, $23,000.
Yeah.
That was my lowest year ever. I still remember that because I remember wondering how the heck we didn't lose the house that year.
Right.
I can also tell you my best year was right at 110.
Yeah.
And you and I both know how exceptional that year was for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was paid for truck, no maintenance that year.
Everything was awesome that year.
I was working Opelika at OTR rates.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that was a perfect year. And so one of the things that, especially with lease operators at the big carriers, I question because 20 years in business, that's my spread, dude.
Right. Hey, Blindside, good to see you, buddy.
And, when I was mentoring, people say, well, you should have made more than that mentoring. Dude, I didn't team with my students that much.
Right. I know.
I would do week team, super solo, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But there was maybe one dude a year that I felt comfortable actually, let's do transcontinental team runs.
Right.
So, I think we do ourselves, the industry, and people wanting to get into the industry a real disservice by throwing these BS numbers out there, Charlie.
Yep.
That's why you get these guys that say leasing's a scam because somebody told them they were going to make 6 figures the first year. Somebody told them that and they believed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be really interested. We've got a couple of people that follow us that are out there at like Landstar. I'd be really curious from them because I've heard from their BCOs, the ones that will actually talk to you.
Right.
That you really need to think about going over to that contract. Because when you first get there, you have to build relationships over there. The guys that I talk to that are really successful, they don't even hardly look at that load board of theirs anymore. They just call their guy.
Right.
And they're the ones getting, $4 freight.
Right.
They don't have a whole lot of $4 freight for dry van on their load board, but you can get it if you built a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to my next thing is, Charlie, is $250 a mile a good rate?
Wait, one of my favorite answers. It depends.
Right. Now, for you, I've been watching what you've been doing, and you've been trying to get really close to that $3 a mile.
Yeah. So on that note,
at Swift is a freaking great rate.
Right. It's been a little tough the last couple of weeks to hit that number.
Yeah, but that's what you're
reality.
What you're
yeah. Right. I want to get as close to that as I can.
But let's say that you were only able to get $250 a mile.
Right.
With the way you do what you do. Now, for you, how good is that rate?
Absolutely profitable. Good enough to pay bills, have extra, enjoy life.
What if you
I'm
were
not going
to
Tahiti?
What if you were out there running your own authority and you still owe money on your truck? And you still owe money on your truck, you still owe money on your trailer.
Oh, good God, that would not work. It just wouldn't. Simply because the insurance cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, those expenses that at a carrier like Swift or any of these megas or anything like that, they'll if you have a bad week, they're going to help you out. A lot of times, they at least won't. I mean, you may not actually have to pay it out. You may have to pay it back next week, but out in the real world, you're on authority. You're paying it whether you made it or not, or you ain't got it. Meaning your insurance is canceled.
And I'm going to point out there's insurance that you don't have to carry because
Right,
you're leased to a carrier because it's their responsibility to have that insurance.
Yep. The auto
And
policy.
that's the big one.
Yep.
I was just talking to a dude the other day. He's still waiting for his I always get him mixed up. He's got one number, but the other one at the federal level is still held up. The DOT number is still held up. But he's got the other one. Right? So he can't haul interstate. And what his concern is, he's paying his insurance premiums at $1,000 a month just for the auto liability.
Yep.
He just forked out $8,000 for the down payment on his insurance. Dude's got no money and he can't run interstate.
Right.
He can only run intrastate. Which, of course, the question in the thread was, dude, you live in Texas. Why don't you just do intrastate while you're waiting?
Right.
There's plenty of freight. It's a big state. At least make something. But that's a thing. That's why in the outside world, guys that aren't leased to carriers, so they don't have that guaranteed. The best way to put it is like at Swift, they literally factor the load for you.
Right.
You drop a load before midnight on Wednesday, chances are you're getting paid for it on Friday. Bam,
Right.
there you go. Now, Swift might not have been paid, but you're getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if you're a carrier yourself? You've got your own authority, and you have to handle that collection yourself. Or
net 30, net 60, net 90.
Right. That's why factoring services are a thing. You and I look at factoring services and like, wait. You want 4% of the bill for that? And you do the quick math in your head and you realize that's a couple 100% interest every year. But think about what you don't have to do now.
Right.
The factoring company does the collections for you. And there's a whole thing with that Jenny could probably do better at explaining than me because I've never needed factoring because I've always been leased to carriers.
Right.
But, there is a reason that business exists. And it has a lot to do with this. Is $250 a mile good? Is $250 a mile good is the wrong question completely. You have to know what your business requires for you to live.
Right.
And if you're leased to a carrier, your expenses are very much lower than someone out there with their own authority. That's the bottom line.
Indeed. So, talking about rates.
Yes.
There was mid last week, early this week. I can't remember when. Wait, can't be early this week. Mid last week, early last week, mid week before. I don't know. They all run together right now.
Yep.
People were complaining about, oh, I don't even know how you guys are running for this $250 a mile thing at Swift on the load board. Right? I mean, he posted a couple loads, and I don't remember the numbers exactly, but I want to say it was in that $250 range, over $2 range, somewhere between $2 and $250. And he's talking about you can't make any money with that. You can't make any money with that. I don't know how the hell you're doing it, right? You're better off on the mileage contract. And that's where it derailed in my brain. So I don't know what the fuel surcharge was that week. I actually believe it was lower than it is this week. This week is 71 cents. I believe it went up. If someone could verify that, because I didn't actually look at last week because I just didn't, because I don't get the fuel surcharge. This week it's 0.713. And I wrote down some numbers today, Jeff, for what I'm doing today, right? When I got empty at the Home Depot in Birmingham, just outside of Birmingham, I was sitting there with this, nice 21 series trailer, thinking, I don't have a load. I want to go home, and I don't want, I could deadhead. I could try to find a load. I reached out to my local planner dude down there in the Ocalas. Said, hey man, if you see anything that could get me to the house, great. Through Ocala, whatever little time on, I don't care. I want to be able to get Rosie back on the truck this week, and head back out. I need a reset. I'm, low on hours now. I'm in that 14-ish hours available right now.
Yep.
I don't have to work anymore today, so that's good. I can actually do what I need to do on the hours I have. I may not make it all the way to Ocala, so that would suck. My plan was to try and get to Ocala, drop a trailer, go home, come back out on Friday. Hopefully be home by tomorrow, right? That was my goal when I was sitting there. Never actually got a response back out of my Ocala planner dude. I don't know if he's working today or not. And I got on the load board, started looking for loads. I was looking around, and I'm like, I told it, find me a load in the state of within 200 miles of Birmingham. 200 miles is what I gave myself. Okay, I know that's a lot for someone. That's going to like break your brain. But there wasn't a lot of freight in the 50-mile range. In fact, there was zero. Especially going to Florida, there was absolutely zero. There was tons of freight going to Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, things like that. So I stretched it out to 200 miles, said, find me a load. And I found one out of, I believe it's Lake Forest. Let me look. I can actually give you the answer. It's not that one. It was, bear with me. Oh, not that one. Normally I have all this stuff written down, but I don't. Lithia Springs. Picks up in Lithia Springs, which is just out west of Atlanta. And it delivers to Ocoee, Florida on Friday. Picks up anytime tomorrow between 8 a.m. and midnight tomorrow. And delivers Friday at 10 a.m. in Ocoee, Florida, which is just west of Orlando. And I'd been to this customer, so I know how the customer works. So I was like, yes, I like that customer. Cisco, they're awesome, super quick. They don't screw around. They get you in, they get you unloaded, you get the hell off the property, whatever, right? And the fact that it doesn't deliver till Friday means that I can pick it up tomorrow and drop it in Ocala, go home for a night or two, and go deliver it Friday morning. So I booked that one. The rate on it was, it's listed as 443 miles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's paying $1296.75. So if I just look at that number, that's $292 a mile. But wait, where am I? I'm in Birmingham, right? So I'm actually 153 miles from the customer I delivered at to the customer I have to pick up at.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're jumping up those miles that I'm getting paid for, right? So that's going to reduce my overall rate per mile.
Yep.
And let me get to my handy dandy book. Look, I got a handy dandy book with stuff written down in it. Anyhow, so I booked that load. And I was like, man, that is a lot of deadhead miles. And it's going to drop my rate down to $288 a mile. Okay, even with the empty miles. Because, yeah. So, excuse me. That might actually be a lower number. I got to redo that math. I'm just seeing a flaw where I wrote something down that's different. Anyhow, so it should have been based on 596. Oh yeah, there it is, 596. That dropped me down to 218 a mile. Big difference, Big difference from the 292 to 218 because of the deadhead. Because the overall
Okay.
trip is only 443 miles, right? So that's going to eat into that quicker the higher the deadhead.
Yes.
And I'm like, screw it. That's still 218 a mile. So the other part of that argument from the Facebook post was you'd make more money on a 218. You know, if I'm getting 218 per mile on the percentage with deadhead and everything else and not getting the fuel surcharge, right? You can make more on the mileage contract. Au contraire. So I did the math on the mileage contract. 443 dispatch miles. It's an actual 442. So it's actually pretty close looking at the Google
Yeah.
distance door to door. Empty was 153. Swift is going to pay $1.27 a mile on the mileage contract. That's $562.61. Then they're going to pay the empty miles for 153 at 85 cents a mile. That's $130.05. And then the fuel surcharge at 0.713 per loaded dispatch mile came to $315.86. That's a total revenue of $1,008.52. Whereas my percentage rate, even at 218 a mile, is $1,296 or $1,296.75. So
Okay, I'm not holding numbers in my head very well right now, Charlie. So
that's 200.
did you
My
do the
percentage
spread?
rate, yeah. Well, my percentage is $198 more. That's the quick, easy math on the percentage program at 218. And Swift would have paid $1.69 all in, paying fuel surcharge, empty miles, loaded miles.
Right.
$1.69 a mile at today's fuel surcharge for that load. So now I booked that load. I've got one. It's got a good pickup window. It gets me home, gets me down where I need to be. Now I went back and said, hey, I wonder if I can find a filler, right? Why am I going to eat 153 miles? If I can find something shorter in between to get me closer there, let's do that. So I went back in the load board. I found a load in Opelika that picks up tomorrow at the Walmart. It's only 106 miles from the Opelika DC up to the customer that I'm delivering at. And that load is paying $547 on the load board. I didn't even look at what the market percentage rate is. I don't care. I'm looking at what the revenue is, how that revenue is going to translate for me. But then I compared that to what Swift would have been paying on this load. The quick, easy numbers on this. I have 130 miles of deadhead to get from Birmingham to Opelika, address to address, following the route that I'm actually taking to get from one address to the next. Swift's going to pay $1.36 a mile. That's $144.16. 85 cents a mile for the 130, $110.50. And the fuel surcharge is $75.58. That's a grand total of $330.24 for that Opelika up into the Georgia, Atlanta area. And the rate per mile, $1.48. My percentage on that, running the percentage program, 106 miles is what they say they're paying. It's actually 223 miles all in with the actual loaded miles, the real loaded miles, and the real deadhead. $547. That's $2.45 a mile. Now, I booked that one. Because of the times on it, it works out perfect. So I can grab that one in the morning, get up there, get it unloaded, pick the next one up before midnight, and then head down to Ocala. Drop it off, go to the house, get reset, come back out Friday, deliver it. Now, combining both of those loads, right, that comes up to 673 loaded miles, what Swift would have been paying on it. The combined rate on that would have been $1,215.51 at an overall rate of $181 per mile total from the Swift mileage contract. I know it's a lot of numbers, and I know I'm going fast, but we've only got 2 hours, and let's be real. On the percentage program, it's a total of 673 miles for both loads, including deadhead and the paid rate, right? It's $2.74 a mile on the gross rate. That's 93 cents more per mile on the percentage program versus the mileage contract, without me getting paid the fuel surcharge and all that other nonsense that those guys were complaining about. They're not doing the math.
Right. And that's so.
That
Let
was
me
a lot
walk
to
it,
say that, I know.
let me walk it back to our topic today, real quick, Charlie.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you happy with those rates?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Why are you happy with those rates?
Because they're profitable, above and beyond what I would make with the mileage contract to start with.
Mm-hmm.
To include the fuel surcharge, which is actually really high at 71 cents.
Yeah, I was going to bring something up with that here in a minute. Fuel prices are freaking insane right now.
Yeah, right. And then on top of that, I had total control of getting myself down to where I needed to be. And then I was able to fill between.
Right.
Completely works for what I needed to have done, and paid over $1.80 a mile, which was the best rate that I think I found in my numbers on the Swiss side for all the same stuff.
Right. So let me ask you this too, because you've been OTR for what, a couple months now?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you had a sweetheart deal there at Target.
Absolutely.
And that was great for a long time, but now you're back in the game. So let's be real, Charlie. You're back in the game now.
Right.
Are you starting to look like we talked about? Are you looking at your weekly, monthly, and quarterly profits now?
Absolutely. That's what I got to do.
Because you don't have guaranteed loads anymore.
Right.
You're having to work a little harder for your money.
Right.
But it's looking like, because you're willing to do the hard work and do the math, you're doing pretty good. I know you and I have talked. I know you're getting frustrated because you got used to that deal,
well, yeah.
But you're doing really well.
Yeah.
Financially with it. So, I mean,
and I'm actually working less.
Well, but yes and no, because you're braining more.
Yeah, I am doing a little more.
You're having to brain more when you're looking at these loads.
It's nicer when Rose's on the truck. She takes up part of that brain power for me.
Well, everybody knows that wives are smarter than husbands. So,
yeah.
For you young guys, by the way, the sooner you figure that out, the more relaxed you can be in life.
Right.
So yeah,
I'm gonna come back to the chat here in a little bit, guys. Don't think we're ignoring.
So I wanted to bring up the fuel surcharge for a second.
Yeah.
You guys that have one. Not everybody has one, believe it or not. So I have my AI look at the last 3 weeks because I think the spreads are interesting. So last week fuel went down 9.1 cents.
Right.
And I didn't go any further than 2 weeks ago because, I mean, that website, it doesn't make it easy to do that.
Right.
But this week it went up 19.7 cents.
Right.
And if I remember right, 3 weeks ago, Charlie, it went up by like 15 cents.
Right.
So it's going up more than we're used to seeing it go up. And the very next week, it's going down more than we're used to seeing it go down in a week.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
And it's messing with rates too.
It is. If you're on a percentage type board, so rates, just like the surcharge, we figured this out on Swift surcharge years ago, Charlie. Remember?
Yeah.
It hurt when prices were going up because everything was delayed by a week. But then you recouped it on the way down because it was also delayed by a week. The rates in the spot market seem to be reacting at least a week or two behind. One of the things I'm seeing from the DAT guys is that they're like, why aren't rates going up faster?
Right.
They're like, this is not good for us as an industry. And I see people out there on the Reddits and the Facebook pages and everything like that complaining about that.
Right.
You know, guys that are working the DAT boards and the truckstop.coms, they're saying, look, man, we don't get a fuel surcharge. You know, they can so just so people know, truckstop.com is like Swift's load board. You don't negotiate on that sucker. It's an all-in rate. You take it or leave it. The DAT board, on the other hand, you do have this opportunity to call the brokers and do a little bit of haggling. But and this would I don't know if Sage would be a good one for this or not, because he's pretty specialized.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he might have his finger on the pulse. Someone mentioned, by the way, that whenever we have our broker friends on, it becomes real unrelatable. And I'm like, dude, you need to pay attention to the whole industry, not just your little Swift world.
Right.
That's why we like having these guys on, because it gives us a broader perspective, folks. But the brokers are willing to negotiate when there's money to negotiate with. And from what I'm seeing between the DAT boards and what people are complaining about, I don't think the brokers are getting better rates either.
Right.
I think that we're in a weird place. So when you call in and say, well, you know, my fuel is up 9 cents a gallon right now, and that affects me this way. In days past, a broker would be like, all right, dude. I mean, I need to move the load. You need to pay for fuel. Let's make a deal. Right now, not so much for some reason.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? It's even more weird than that, though, Charlie. And the reason I say that is because thousands of non-domiciled drivers are being cut loose right now.
Yeah.
Which means the capacity is lowering. So shouldn't the invisible hand be coming in, you know, and saying, raise those rates because capacity is down? Supply and demand? I don't understand what's happening. And you know me, Charlie, I'm not an economist. I have to put that out there. I have a half a degree in literary studies, Charlie.
Right.
But I do know how to read articles. What I'm seeing doesn't jive with what normally happens in the economy. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Right. Narcissism and AI truck seat.
Hey, Narc. Hey, Narc. I want you. Narc is a good one to show this to. I'm going to take a. Charlie, how do we take us off the screen, but they can still see the background?
It won't work that way.
Okay, never mind. Well, Narc, I want you to take a look at specifically the steering wheel that Charlie's holding in the animation. I did not do that on purpose, Charlie. That was your AI. That was your AI that thought that you drove a Peterbilt, even though I told it you drove a Freightliner. Right? I assume that's hilarious. I mean, so Charlie does not drive a Peterbilt or a custom Western Star for that matter.
Oh my God!
I'm not even driving anymore. I'm still going to play that one up. So yeah, Narc, that I thought that somebody should actually see that and be able to laugh.
Right.
And I picked you on that one, Narc. But anyway,
there you go.
So what's going on with the rates and everything right now? I think that this cutting through the BS and figuring out what you actually make is more important in an environment like this, Charlie. Because you remember, so you and I both lived through, and I always put this caveat out there. It's unfortunate for presidents that we name bad things after them, but we survived the Obama years.
Right.
Your opinion on if that whole Funkel whatever was Obama's fault or not is inconsequential to this conversation. Don't care.
Right.
What happened was we had a major recession. Now, this major recession, Charlie, happened almost exactly 1 year after I signed my first lease.
Right.
To the point where I was like, what the hell have I done to my family?
Exactly.
And it was nowhere near as bad as what's going on today. Just saying. Okay. what I noticed then, and what I'm going to see again, I'm sure, when that was over. Now, you and I made decisions on our businesses based on that recession.
Yep.
I saw a lot of guys go back into autopilot after it was over. They just went back to what they did in 2005.
Right.
They didn't learn anything. And the reason I bring this up is because I see a lot of dudes out there right now saying, man, I'm just going to hang it up. I can't hang.
Right.
Well, if you can figure it out, guys, folks, if you can figure this out, if you can get into your numbers and figure out exactly where your money is going, what needs to be the priority for you in an environment like today, when it does turn around, if you've learned the lesson and you keep operating the way you're learning to operate right now, holy cow.
Right.
I mean, literally, I was too dumb to do this, to be honest, Charlie. But I know guys that made it through the 2008, 2009 recession, learned the lessons, and plain retired before COVID.
Right. Yep.
Like with millions of dollars. Because they were smart enough to do things like get an individual IRA.
Right.
And do all that Dave Ramsey stuff.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
That's the potential if you can make it through a downturn like this and not lose your butt, right? If you can learn the lesson and you get to the other side, man, there is one heck of a silver lining over there. There really is. The problem that we're having right now, I think, Charlie, is that this one has lasted since.
Yeah. Yeah. It's forever.
I mean, since COVID.
Yeah.
And we know why. And if anybody has a question as to why this is happening and they want us to discuss it, we're more than happy to do that. But I think most people understand it at this point. We just had a glut of new capacity come into the market for no apparent reason.
Right.
And it
Because
flooded
the
the
rates
market.
were stupid high.
Yeah, I mean, literally there were people that would come here not from here and say, look, dry van rates, just hauling toilet paper is paying $5 a mile.
Right.
I'm going to buy 10 trucks.
Yep. 20 trailers, 10 trucks at double the price for each.
Yeah. Yeah. And if Charlie and Jeff were smart, we would have sold Jeff's 2016 and Chewy.
Yep.
And had enough money, just lease a truck for a couple of years and then have enough money to pay cash for a really nice truck at the other end of that little thing. Because my 2016 at the high, Charlie, my 2016 with 1 million miles on it.
Yep.
In the middle of COVID, I could have sold for $75,000.
I literally could have got every penny back on Chewy. In fact, made a profit on what I paid for Chewy all those years ago. Because I could have got 50 almost for mine.
Mm-hmm. It was crazy there for a minute.
It was nuts. I should have sold her. Just saying. I'm not smart.
Yeah. But yeah, so Brian, just shouldn't you be operating with a monthly P&L so you know where the money goes?
Yeah.
Yes, you should. Now, how many people, Charlie, do you talk to that can show you their P&L?
Or understand it, if they can.
Or understand it. I mean, there was a time where we were taking phone calls from people. Remember this, Charlie?
Yeah.
Where we were teaching guys how to read their ATBS P&L statement.
Yeah.
And pointing out where ATBS had screwed it up.
Right.
And giving them the exact words to use to get it fixed.
Yep. Yeah. It was great.
Well, because if you have an accounting service, I mean, you could do this with QuickBooks, Charlie. It's not rocket science to do.
Right.
It is a bit labor intensive to do. I don't know. Did you ever try to do your own?
No, I was not good at it.
Okay. I did. I found that the labor to me was not worth my time. I prefer to pay an accountant to do it. But because I did it on my own for the first couple of years, I
Right.
know enough about profit and loss statements to where I could scout out. I had ATBS for years and years and years,
Yeah.
and I could sell if they messed it up, and I could make a phone call and get them to fix it.
Yep.
So I would say that even if you have Trucker CFO, ATBS, Joe Blow Trucking CPA, whoever, you should still run one on your own for, I would say, Charlie, about 6 months.
Yeah.
Run it yourself, even if you have an accountant, so that you learn what those numbers actually mean and where they came from. One of the things I see people do all the time is they just accept what the counting mutants tell them. Well, the counting mutant can only do what you tell them to do, Charlie.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I've looked at my P&L, I'm like, wait, I had more scales this month than that. Ah, crap, I better look at my folder. Make sure
Yep.
they got all those. And sure enough, there'd be like 2 or 3 missing because I forgot to scan them in. And that's 100% on the business owner, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you're making a lot of money like Sean, I'm going to pick on Sean for a second because he never understood what he was paying for. Once
Right.
you get to a certain level of business, and both ATBS and Colton, I think, will tell you the same thing on this one, Charlie. Right about $250,000 a year in gross revenue.
Yeah.
Not net profits, gross revenue. So we're back to what our gross is. You do need a better accounting system than just, here's my receipts,
Right.
do what you want with them. At that point, you really do need to employ QuickBooks, and you need an accounting system that, quite frankly, Charlie, to this day, I do not understand.
Right.
Now, for those of you that do understand accounting, I will say a word, 2 words actually: double accounting.
Yeah. It's broken.
And it's basically where they bounce your receipts against your bank account and make sure everything is whoa, that was weird.
Was that you or me?
Well, my whole screen went blank, so it must have been me.
Okay, it was you. Good. Thank you. It was fun to watch.
Oh, it's weird. But yeah, so I mean, we're getting off into the weeds a little bit, but I think it still plays to the general theme of know your numbers.
Right.
Cut for BS. The nice thing about having an accountant do your P&L for you is you could pull it up. Both ATBS and CFO, they'll have yours ready about 7 to 10 days after the end of the month. You got to give them some time to make sure everything is actually input in.
Right.
And then you could go in and pull it up. And it should look very much like your settlement. But what you're looking for is the top line, the BS line. Okay, we're going to call it the BS line from now on, Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top line revenue is the BS line. That's what everybody wants you to think
like
they
it.
make. And then all of your expenses, and then your bottom line.
Right.
The bottom line, and I'm going to put it this way, Charlie, because I think it resonates more with people that think like I do. What's important is, what are you paying taxes on?
Right.
That's the bottom line. There's this myth out there that business owners have all these tax loopholes that the
Right.
common man doesn't have. That's not true. It's just simply we have gross receipts, what our customer paid us. And then we've got business expenses, lease payment, insurance, fuel, cell phones, all that stuff, right? And then once all that is paid, we come up with this magic number, which for truck drivers, honestly, Charlie, should be between $50,000 and $100,000 a year, consistent, as an average over a career. Okay. Now, some of you say, I make more than that. Good for you. That puts
Right.
you in the top 1% of truck drivers. I'm just going to put that out there. Most drivers do not make most owner operators do not make the 120, 150. That's you're exceptional if you're getting that, and you're probably not just doing van freight. If I'm going to be completely frank, and
Right.
you're certainly not leased to a carrier doing van freight. So, that bottom line, that number that you pay taxes on, that's the real number. That's what we want to see how healthy your business really is.
Right.
I mean, and again, notice how I asked Charlie the question that I asked him. Charlie, I asked you, are you happy with that rate?
Yep.
I didn't ask you, is that a good rate?
Right.
Because
right.
for you, apparently, it's fantastic. To some of these other guys are like, how the hell do you make money at that?
Right.
There's you think of those guys running over-dimensional step deck. $250 a mile wouldn't even pay their freaking expenses.
Like what?
They're paying to haul that load at $250 a
Right.
mile. But it's a different sector of the business. And I'm going to bring up another thing. You were at the Shea Swift Hotel there in Phoenix one time, in the pool, talking to this dude and
Yeah.
bouncing numbers around. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you were surprised at how little he made on the bottom line, and he was surprised at how much you made on the bottom line.
Yeah. We were 25 cents a mile difference when it was all said and done.
Which
But
is a
he
lot of
wouldn't
money,
pull-
don't get me wrong. That's
But
a
he
lot of
wasn't.
money.
He
but-
wouldn't pull for anything less than $3 a mile ever. And he was working, 4, 6, 8 hours above the driving side, or in conjunction with trying to find loads, all those other things. His own trailer maintenance, cost, truck, everything.
So I'm going to bring up something controversial, Charlie,
Oh God.
that Tony brought up to me. Charlie, when you're working in the load board, when you're looking for a load, what duty status are you on?
Not gonna answer that.
I mean, we all know the answer, right?
Yep.
But if you wanted to get really, really technical and you wanted to be an a-hole about it,
Yep.
that's work time.
Yep.
So how messed up are the hours of service regulations when you put that in there?
Right. For real.
I mean, nobody does that. And I don't think anybody gets in trouble for it either.
Right.
But if you were to be a stickler for the law,
Oh, excuse me.
whoa,
sorry.
that was special.
Sorry.
Be a stickler for the law, right? Technically, I guess that's running your business, so that's on duty time. I guess.
Right.
So you think about, I bring it up that let me recouch it that way because I don't want people to think that I'm saying you need to be on duty for this. I'm not.
Right.
But that guy was spending 8-10 hours a week managing the back of his business and then having to drive his 70 hours a week.
Right.
Now, to me, the way I think, because I think in terms of what my time is worth, he can have his 25 cents a mile.
Yep.
And I've said that from the very beginning. You remember before smartphones, Charlie, you would
Yeah,
go
yeah.
into the Petro and you would see the guys with their own authorities and they would have their books out and they're on the payphone that's attached to the counter and they're negotiating with brokers and they're
Tables
spend
covered in
hours
paper
in
and
there.
receipts and books and
right hours in there doing that. And I'd be like, so what are you making? Oh, dude, I'm killing. I'm making like $75,000 a year net profit.
Right.
Okay, well, at Swift, where I'm not doing anything, I just completed my first year and I made 50.
Right. Yeah.
You know. Now I say that, and things were different in 2006 because we had this thing called transcontinental freight back then.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this, Charlie, but back then, if you didn't get 8,000 miles a month, they fired you.
Right.
There was actually a thing. If you didn't do 8,000 miles a month,
Yeah.
Your job was on the line. And now people are like, gosh, I just hope I get 8,000 miles a month.
Right.
It was a
God,
different
how do I
economy.
get that much?
So,
Well, and you know what's funny about that? As of right now, this week, I don't want to say a lie. You scroll. Oh my gosh, how far back was it?
mhm.
Good God, I got to pull it up. I think I only have like 1,200 miles. Yeah, I saw that. I ignored it properly. Thanks, Jeff. You're awesome. I have like 800 miles, and then the load I delivered today, which was another, I want to say it was just under 6,
Mhm.
and that's the whole week. So I'm under 2,000 miles for the week, and I made way more than I normally would have made on the mileage contract back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, when I tell people like it was a struggle to do 6 figures, you have to understand that in the before times when I leased my first truck, what were we at, Charlie? Like 82 cents a mile loaded,
No,
85, something like that.
we were at. You would have been at, because you started that year. I want to say it was like 92, maybe.
Was it that high? Because
Because when I got in, it was 96, and then it dropped to 95.
remember they took some pay away from us because of the recession.
Well, that was the year Jerry took the penny away, and we went from 96 cents a mile loaded to 95.
So I must have
cents a
started
mile
at like
loaded.
92 then.
Yeah,
But still, it wasn't $1.15.
right. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Fuel surcharge has always been the same, so that's not really a thing
Yeah.
other than but yeah, so we've gained what, 21 cents in 20 years?
Something like that, right? I know, right?
And so when you take that, I wonder if that's not part of what these companies like Swift, JB Hunt, and doesn't Werner have a percentage board now?
I don't know what they're doing.
Or are they still on mileage? I'm wondering if that's not what they're trying to do. They're trying to get away from that mileage contract and go to more of an equitable, like we make this much of the load, you make that much of the load type situation.
Right.
Because I think they don't want to give you another 5 cents a mile to try and keep you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would not be surprised, and I'm also not a prophet, so take this for what it's worth. I would not be surprised, Charlie, if after they get their head out of their butt and get this load board thing where it actually works all the time,
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if the mileage contract just went away.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a certain population at Swift that doesn't want to hear stuff like that because they
Right.
can't do math. But, it's business, right? You've got to get, again, you've got to look at the BS line and the bottom line, both. Why is Charlie happy? Because his bottom line's looking pretty good.
Hey, now check out my bottom line.
Yeah.
My
Hey, why
bad.
don't you roll that midway commercial, Charlie, so I can go do a thing.
Oh, sure. And then you know what? And as soon as you come back, I'm gonna walk and way the hell over there. So you're gonna be by yourself for a couple minutes. So yeah, we'll be right back in like less than a minute. As soon as I can find the button. That's the wrong button. That's not the right button. Here it goes.
You're either running your business like an owner or like an employee. And if you're stuck in that employee mindset, you're leaving money on the table. Company drivers wait for direction. Business owners create opportunities. Company drivers chase miles and just drive. Business owners chase profits and know their numbers. Want to run a real business? Start tracking your numbers. Know your cost per mile and start saying no to bad loads. Drop "I run a business" in the comments if you're done thinking like an employee. If you want to take this mindset shift further, join the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community at www.rwedrive.com, where we have profit boosting strategies, coaching calls, and real road warriors winning together.
You wouldn't walk around exposed, so why leave your business exposed? Weak coverage and slow claims are a real risk. Seabright Agency has your back with better prices. Call today.
Yeah, call today. It's weird the way that ended, but anyhow. And then the gap between was weird. I don't know. Yeah, they would lose a lot of owners if they do. I don't think you're wrong, Craig. And maybe that's good. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be personal? It's called reconciliation and stuff don't match or reconcile. I'm getting a call from anyhow, so yeah, going back to what we were saying. Oh my God. I'm still stuck on the me and coach are slip seating. Damn it. That one screwed me up. I gotta find my thing.
So I
had
got a
thing
question
open.
for everybody.
There it is.
I have an audience question. Let's see if people want to answer this. When deciding whether a load actually pays enough for you, what number do you actually use? Are you using cents per mile? The gross of the load? Are you looking at your whole week? So where are you at for the week? Or something else? What are you using to decide that that load is worth it? Specifically, you guys that are on a percentage type plan where it's not just a cents per mile. How are you evaluating the load?
Craig said quite a few have gone back to being company. And you know what? I think that's probably a good thing, Craig. Honest to God. Now, look, I don't think the load board is working. I think there's a lot of things that aren't working properly at our carrier. I think that there's a lot that can be improved upon if they're willing to do it. Whether or not they're willing to do it, time will tell. We'll see, right? For the most part, whatever they do, I can find a way to make money. There are a couple things that are absolute red lines for me. And when those red lines pop up, I'm going to have to make a decision. You know, if it ever came back down to you have to have a camera, we don't care what insurance you have.
I would not be okay with that.
Right. It's a thing. And I'll have to make a decision. You know, am I in a place at that point in time where I can just say, yeah, no, I'm done. Screw it. I'm out. Or am I not? Because, you know, I live today and damn tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, but I think all these things that we've been saying, Jeff, I mean, they really come back to, you know, well, owning a truck and operating a healthy trucking business are not automatically the same thing. Look, I'm looking at your notes, bro. Right? But how do you discern that? The numbers. Right?
Right.
Everybody wants to throw their feelings into all these decisions they make without ever looking at the numbers.
So when I was at Panther, I got to the point where I was not as concerned with my mileage rate as I was the actual revenue to the truck.
Right.
The only reason I wanted to know the mileage was so that I could get a ballpark on how much fuel I would need. What would be the fuel expense for that load?
Right.
Because that is a big factor.
Right.
So I would take some lowball loads, but they were light and through the plains. So I knew that my fuel mileage was going to be great. So maybe I say yes to that one that's 10 cents less than what I would normally take. You know, there's a lot of factors that go in.
Right.
A main point that I want to make is that a good rate's not a number that someone else can give you. You got to figure that out for yourself. You got all these guys on the Facebooks, the socials, the Reddits. Oh, if you're taking anything below $3 a mile, you're hurting everybody else.
Right.
Hey, man, that's called competition. And I get it. There's a certain demographic out there, Charlie, that consistently takes that $1 freight.
Right.
And that does hurt me because
I'm the captain,
it lowers the average rate out there. And so the shippers think that they can undercut.
Right.
But that dude's happy with that rate for whatever reason. I'm not going to tell him, dude, knock it off. You know, he's running a leaner business than me, apparently. Right? Somehow. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making money.
I'm going to pick on Timothy Ransom.
You're going to pick on Tim?
Yep. He said I base the load pay on mileage pay plus fuel surcharge or better. So he's saying that he wants to at least make the mileage rate plus the fuel surcharge.
Or better.
On every load.
Yeah.
I believe that's a flaw.
Why is that?
Because let's say you've got a load from, let's say, Florida to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Those rates do some weird things some days. Some days they're okay. Some days they're absolute garbage. It's weird to me, but whatever. Same lane, same freight, same customers. That rate can just completely go haywire. But so let's just say it's below your mileage rate to go from Florida to South Carolina on one load, right? But in South Carolina, you could get double the mileage and fuel surcharge rate for the next load. So if you're looking at just the single load and not the average of the loads you have available to run for the week or several days, you could therefore really be hurting yourself because you turn down that load that's not equal to the mileage rate and fuel surcharge, even though it could have got you to a load that was $3 a mile.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a bit of a flaw there.
So having gone back and forth with Tim over the years, Tim Ransom here, I think he's probably looking at averages more than you think he is.
I hope so. But I mean, I'm just going by what is there in black and white, right?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with Craig this week about the Uber freight that just hit the board.
Yeah.
And it seems to be all just like trash.
Yeah.
Like he sent me some screenshots.
Especially the Florida stuff.
Yeah. So he let me know what some of those rates were. And it seems to us that maybe Uber is going to be that I just need to get the hell out of this,
right?
Out of this market because it's trash. And I need to at least pay for fuel so that I can get up to Georgia where I can get $3 freight.
Right.
That might be the niche that Uber is.
Yeah.
And you know, Uber
they got a bunch of freight.
Uber freight is a bizarre one to me because they are consistently, even like out in the wild, Uber freight is like, even I would say that's trash, dude. Those rates are bad. Like if you're running your own numbers and you're using Uber freight, I would be interested to know what you're getting, because from what I've seen, it's definitely not that $3 a mile stuff.
Right.
But you know, you and I discussed some issues that we have with Uber in general anyway. So
yeah. Hey, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hold down the fort. I gotta pee. Hey, take me off the screen.
So,
I can't, the little buttons are too small.
You got big hot dog fingers. That's the problem. Charlie's got to run. Look at him. He's going. I see him. So, Tim, you've just found lanes that are consistently above the mileage contract then? I think what Charlie is saying, and you've heard us talk about this before. You know, if you're just in a bad area, let's say you took a load to Florida is the one we like to pick on because this is kind of common in the spot market there. You might take a load in that's $3 a mile, and the best you can get on the way out is $1.25. That for years and years, that's been a common Florida problem. So you have a choice to make. You can deadhead out of Florida, in which case you're just paying for the fuel, or you can take one of those low rate runs that at least covers the fuel to get up into Georgia, where you can get back into that better lane. I think that's more what Charlie's speaking to. But if you found yourself a lane, and that's what I was interested in when this whole program first started, was can you build a lane? Like, I live in Utah. Could I build something where I'm consistently picking up in Utah in the Salt Lake Valley, going out to, say, Chicagoland, and then going down to Texas, and then coming back to Utah? Because I could do that in about a week and a half, even if things don't go right. So could I build that type of lane for my truck and stay around that $2.50 to $3 range? That's what I was curious about. Brian Jess says he's seen the Swift Uber postings, and Swift is offering you guys the Uber posted rate, not what you can negotiate either. Uber is typically a filler for me, but I consistently get $4 from. So on the actual real Uber, because this is another thing that Craig and I were talking about, is the difference between being with a carrier like he is, and just being out there. So when you go to Uber, you could actually have a little bit of negotiating room with them, because when you're leased to Swift, at least that opportunity is not going to exist. It just is what it is. So that's interesting. If you have that fills in a mental blank for me on how Uber Freight actually works. So that's good that you're getting decent rates from them. I'm happy to hear that. Let me go back and see if we missed anything here. Oh, I don't really want to do coach today. I'm so burnt. Narc, if you're still here, are you going to go live later today? You want to put that out there? I gotta tell you, man, I'm a little burned out on the whole coach thing. That guy. Yeah, I think we already addressed Craig here. Gosh, we actually hit a lot of the comments already. A lot of times, guys, Charlie's the one that manages the comment feed, so I don't even know that we're talking about the comments sometimes. Visual Blind Sight said, we were talking about fuel prices earlier. It's finally getting to be the same fuel price across the country. I was feeling those $6.80 per gallon long before anyone else ever did on that last spike. Charlie, you know where Original Blind Sight's running? No? Okay.
No,
I was just looking at the email for this week.
yeah, I haven't looked at the email.
Pad 5 is all the way down to 620.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's up from last week, but
Right,
what was it? A few weeks ago, it was all the way up around 7, wasn't it?
right.
So Pad 5 is at 620. Pad 1C, which is Lower Atlantic, is at 520. So Mid-Atlantic, guys, you're beating the overall by 20 cents. That's not bad. Just so people know, the EIA website is what we look at for fuel surcharge stuff. And it's the Department of Energy's website. And you can actually sign up for weekly emails. That's what Charlie and I get. We actually get a weekly email that gives us the overview report of what the average fuel prices are for the nation and the different regions of the nation. Why is that important? Again, knowing your numbers. If you're out there on your own, this is a negotiating point, Charlie. Fuel prices.
Right.
Fuel prices went up. You need to be charging more for your services because, so I'll liken it to the tariffs. I'll liken it to the tariffs, right? Mr. Trump over there, Orange Man Bad.
Orange Man Bad.
did the tariff thing, and all of a sudden some prices went up on some goods, right?
Right.
Well, why is that, Charlie? Well, if I'm a retailer and I'm importing stuff from Mexico, whatever, I'm going to raise my prices to be commensurate with those taxes.
No,
I'm not going to
bad.
hurt my bottom line. You should think of your trucking business the same way, because fuel prices are up. You shouldn't be taking the hit. You need to pass that on to your customer. That's the way business works.
Right.
Don't be
If
afraid.
you have that ability.
Yeah, if you have that ability. You've heard me say it before, Charlie. What's the worst a broker could say? No. Does it damage the relationship? No. No, unless you have a hissy fit over it. I mean, I could see arguments ensuing over rates and
Right.
you're ripping me off, this, that, and the other thing. Oh, do you have a link to Quick's channel?
No, he asked if he could put it. I gave him a wrench last week so he could do weird things.
So I could do stuff? Okay, cool. Where was I, Charlie? I lost the plot.
Orange Man bad.
Oh,
Tariffs
no,
bad.
That wasn't the point, though. I was saying that to make fun of you. Because I know you're out there on the road, so you probably don't have your stupid hat.
I don't, you bastard. I've thought about it 3 times. I've even looked to the right. It's not there. Normally it sits on the top of my mic.
You know, so that everybody can see what happens in business, right? Why do we, as business owners in the United States, not do the same thing that big business does? You know, small business, our margins are not any better than big business. Really. Big business can undercut us a little bit sometimes because, I mean, let's face it, you know, Swift, for example, let's take Swift, the largest truckload carrier in the nation.
Irregular route.
With 14, 15,000 trucks. They only need to make a penny a mile profit, and they make more money in a day than you do in a year.
Right.
Okay? So yeah, they can undercut us. But why shouldn't we pass on that fuel cost to the customer? What is it? What's the block, Charlie? Why don't we do that?
Right. I don't know.
I mean, people want to talk about the rate. Well, how are you figuring out that rate? Again, the rate shouldn't be handed to you by Jeff and Charlie.
Right.
Charlie's happy with $2.50. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're happy with $1.90, and Charlie would be like, "That's cheap freight." Nobody should be handing you what your rate is. You should be calculating it out based on all of your overhead and what you need in profit to live your best life. You know, we know guys, Charlie, you know guys.
I know guys.
You used to be one of them that worked 4 days a week, home for 3.
Yep.
And lived a pretty dang good life.
Yep. Had fun, enjoyed my time.
When it came time to fly to Oregon to visit your mom, what'd you do? You just flew to Oregon and visited your mom.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
On a jet plane. Oh.
So
Triggered.
Charlie built a relationship that allowed him to do that. We should all be doing that. We should not be discounting our rate just because weird things are happening in the economy, unless supply and demand is forcing us to.
Look at Brian Jess. He said he's pretty much running his own custom built dedicated lane, running from Florida to South Carolina twice a week back and forth.
Yeah.
And doing great numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see his let me go back up here. Yeah, did you see his thing about Uber?
No, I missed that.
Let me throw that up for you, because that fills a little bit into our knowledge about Uber.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Swift might be getting that $4 a mile, but they're still paying the average lane rate, is what they're doing.
Very
We
possible.
don't know. That's the thing.
If they want us to take it, they better figure it out.
Which I don't think we've done this show, Charlie. I feel like I have to say this every show that Swift's load board comes up. I wish they never used the word percentage.
Right?
What it truly is an all-in load board. You get what you get, and you can say no. That's what it is. Because some of the arguments that I'm seeing online is, oh, this one's only at 50, 40%, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's a bait and switch, this, that, and the other thing. They could have avoided all that by just calling it what it is. It's an all-in load board.
I wonder if they're regretting using the word percentage yet.
Maybe not yet, but I think it's coming. That's my professional opinion is that I think that it will come back to bite them. But they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us anyway, so it doesn't
We're going
matter.
to disappoint Timothy Ransom, who says that, we're just Swift, blowhards, and we don't understand any real business anymore.
Tim was the one that called me out on that on the
Yeah.
group. That's why nobody comments on the group anymore. This, that. You have to understand something, folks. We have a dedicated Swift Facebook group that only has Swift people in it. So in that group, what we try to do is get people to understand how to make money at Swift specifically. So you can call it what you want, Tim, Mr. Swift and his sidekick, whatever. All we're trying to do is get you guys to understand how to make money in that system. There's nobody that's not a Swift person besides me in that group.
Right.
So that's why it's so Swift centric. Now, if you go over to our Road Warrior Entrepreneurs Facebook page, that is not greatly active right now, but we're trying to build that into a more of a industry-wide thing. Get away from Swift on that one.
But our YouTube channel is garbage too. So I'm just saying.
Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. All this just came to me just this moment when I was saying it, Jeff. This is how my brain works. You know this. Some of the other people don't understand that that's how my brain works. It literally hit my head and came out of my face. Don't know what triggered it.
Charlie face poop.
Yep. Our channel's garbage. Nobody watches us. But yet he's here as well. Just saying.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he is.
I'm just saying.
We get some good.
I love you.
We get some good pushback from Timothy, though.
Yeah, I don't mind that stuff. It's some of the more personal stuff. And I think it's because he thinks I'm attacking him personally at times. And I'm not. I'm merely using what he says as an example of whether or not I agree with something like that or not. And I do it to everybody that has something that I don't agree with in any of these groups. If Craig puts something up there, I'm going to call him out and tell him, well, I don't think that that's right. And this is what I believe. I also don't think that somebody that most people look at the way a Swift makes money.
Right.
Right. They don't understand the business model of the customer that is their only customer.
Mm-hmm. How
do you expect to make any money and be happy if you don't know their model?
Right.
There's so many things that really can kind of trigger me on this kind of stuff. And there's the squirrel moment I just said. But yeah. Go back, Jeff. I apologize, sir.
Are you done, Charlie? You got it all out?
Maybe.
We do still have 30 minutes if you need to.
I could run the whole damn thing picking on Tim. I'm just saying. Not necessarily, but I could.
Yeah. And I mean, well,
I just drink
what we have noticed, Tim, is that you're not, it's not that you're wrong. And it's not that we don't know.
Right.
We have also, we never had over 100 people watching us, Tim. We had one.
Not live.
We had one live that we had that many people on, but that was when Narc and his crew decided to hit us.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
never ever.
I'll tell you, Tim, the analytics on our channel are this. The episodes that we do like this one, where it's actually structured a little bit, do a little bit better. And I don't know, is Tim into YouTube at all?
I don't know.
I mean, so if you ever want to do YouTube, here's some advice for you, Tim. We actually do an analytic thing, and our episodes that are like this one, we'll do a lot better on the replay than episodes that are just us talking to Narc and those guys. We do have a pretty steady 20 people that watch us live, but then we have
Every
tens
week.
of thousands of people that watch the replays and the shorts. So there you go. So, you know, for those, we're getting a little inside baseball here, but I want to give a preview of where you guys can expect to see the channel go, because we're discussing it actively right now. And I have an ask for you people, you 20 people that are the mega fans. So how I came up with this week's show was I actually did this thing called market analysis. It's weird. I actually looked out there to see what people were actually talking about, and this actually hit pretty top out on Reddit and YouTube and Facebook. You know, people are actually tired of people talking about their BS numbers. Let's get to where we are talking about what we actually make. Let's be honest. Let's stop this whole recruiter thing. Oh yeah, come to Hirschbach. It's the greatest thing ever. You get $1 fuel, and I'm making so much dang money that oh no, wait, I'm quitting.
Right?
Because I ain't making no money over here. Let's talk about the real numbers of the business. And through a little bit of crowdsourcing, we can come up with some pretty good SOPs for people. You know, just in this group of 14 right here that's watching us, I estimate probably a couple hundred years of actual experience trucking between all of us. It's kind of a shame to let that go.
Right.
And not pass that knowledge on. You know, Charlie and I are getting old. I had to quit driving because of my health. Charlie's honestly not too far behind me. Those of you that know.
Yeah.
We'd really like to pass on what we've learned over the last 20 years. And you know, one of the things that is valuable about people that Charlie argues with is the pushback makes us think about what we're doing. It really does. I know it sounds like we're just arguing with you, Tim, but we really do discuss what you say, and we do take it to heart, believe it or not. I just wanted you to know that we're not picking on you. Well, we kind of are. We kind of are.
Oh.
But since it came up and we had some time, I thought I would address all those things. So I said I had an ask for you guys. Maintenance show. Quick Hit wants a maintenance show. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a while either.
It would be really great if we could put up a video on changing airbags someday.
Oh my God.
But maintenance, if we could get Mike the mechanic in instead of Narc, that'd be great.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
people,
yeah.
we have resources. We can bring people in to talk about some of this stuff.
Well, hell, Quick is a massive, huge maintenance guy.
Is
Even
he?
though he's a driver, he's
So we could have
terrific
Quick in.
knowledge base. Yeah.
Yeah. So on his YouTube channel, does he have maintenance stuff?
I don't know.
Quick, do you
I
have
don't
maintenance
like.
stuff on your YouTube channel? If you want to link specific videos, we can cross-link stuff pretty
Right.
easily. There's some new library creation stuff in YouTube that just came out a couple weeks ago that Donna's been telling me about. So
Right.
but yeah, I'm really big into the actual business stuff. I enjoyed being a non-mechanic mechanic when I owned trucks.
Right.
Because here's the thing, there's a creator I really like. He's an author, and he was talking about how things are so insanely easy now. Like if you want to know how to replace your air conditioner in your house, there's a YouTube video for that.
Right?
There's a guy that'll walk you through step by step. And this is new, by the way. You know, when we first started driving in 2006, this was not a thing. You know, Facebook, YouTube, all those things were so new, nobody hardly ever used them back then. Who knew, right? Imagine if you would have just built some stupid channel like Mr. Beast did back in 2006, dude, where you'd be now.
Right. Oh my God.
Because let's be real, that guy is one of the highest earning YouTubers ever, and his content is just dumb. But he started it when it was new, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I like doing the business stuff. I like having experts in when we can get them. You know, like Quick, if you want to come in and talk about some basic maintenance stuff, we've got Mike that can come in and talk about basic maintenance stuff. The reason, so for those of you guys that were on that bandwagon the other day of, well, when you have your broker friends in, it becomes a little
Right.
unrelatable. Is there something you could learn from them? Like, I don't know how the business actually works that would benefit you. You know, have you ever thought about going to get your own authority? Maybe listening to them would give you some insight into how to work with brokers. You know, yeah, and it's just we have a lot that we could do, but I would be interested to hear from you guys. And if you're on the replay, please leave a comment, drop a comment on what you would like to see us do on the channel. We've gotten a little off track recently with the squirrels,
Hey, Quick.
which has been a lot of fun. I got to tell you, Charlie, it's been fun.
Yeah.
But, you know, I understand if it turns some people off.
Hey, throw Quick up when you get a chance, Jeff.
So if you want to get more of that stuff, let us know what it is you want, and we'll do it. Hey, Quick, what's up?
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm down if you guys want to do a maintenance show. I mean, I can answer questions and stuff like that. My channel is all drag racing, what we do with drag racing. So it's just it's pretty cool to watch. It's not trucking, but it's fun and it's cool and it's man shit. You know, just man stuff. Yeah, it's loud, methanol, stuff breaks, stuff blows up, and it's
Right.
it's right up front and personal and loud and crazy. So you guys check it out. The channel's in the comments if you guys want to check it out. But I'm down with a maintenance show. Those are fun. I like that.
Yeah,
I like helping
I like
out
being
like that.
answered.
You know?
Yeah, I like answering the questions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's fun. Just I've been doing this for so long. I could probably rebuild one. Well, we have rebuilt trucks,
Right.
but yeah. So we're pretty down with that. And just the everyday maintenance is like being 121 degrees in Las Vegas last week.
Oh my God.
Tires blow up. You make sure there's air in those tires. They blow. You know, the truck's pissed off, you know, pulling grades and stuff. How to drive it right. So got to make it last. The truck don't work, you don't work.
Yep.
You know, and downtime sucks. So anyway, I'll let you guys finish your show. I can hang out and BS with you guys, but you know, it's up to you.
Charlie's about to get triggered.
Yeah.
I'm not. Just whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, while you were gone, Charlie, there was a couple of questions about coach, and I just I laid down the law, man. I'm so tired of coach at this point.
Yeah, he ain't it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, if Narc's gonna do a show, I think Narc's not here anymore, but I said if Narc's doing a show after ours, then we'll put the link up.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's my fault because I need my update and I'm going to sleep and I'm not going to get to watch his, so I bring him in. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to head into the winter season. What maintenance do you need pre-winter,
Uh,
and what should you carry with you? That's what. Not don't answer the question now.
no.
That's a
Wait
show
for the
idea right
maintenance.
there.
Wait for a maintenance show.
That's what you were doing. That came out of Ida.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was. And I
Yeah.
thank you, Ida.
We'll answer that, but just wait for the show. It's starting to cool down a little bit. So, yeah.
Ida
Just,
said she could see up my
what is-
nose.
how?
Helping her.
I can't. I can
I
barely
was
see
leaning
you.
in. I know, right?
Well, she's
Yeah.
probably
I'm
got
not
you on the
dri-
jumbotron.
I'm not
She
driving
does.
though. I'm not driving.
has a
No,
projector.
not driving. No.
Ida has a projector. Her TV is a wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've watched live feeds like that on a big screen.
Oh
It's
my
pretty
gosh.
cool. Yeah, especially when you
nuts.
have a tablet, you can watch that, and you can be on the StreamYards on your phone at the same time. It's kind of cool. So you can like watch that and the comments, but just leave it turned down and just talk
Yeah.
on the
Yep.
StreamYard and listen. It's pretty cool.
And it's funny, Ida, because when I lean in like that, it's because the words are so small and I have to get to the
Yeah.
super magnifier on my glasses. So I got to tip my head up to see it. Just saying, whatever. Whatever. You know what, Ida, I love you. You're still my favorite Ida. There is no Ida better than this Ida.
We're
You
gonna
know
do
what?
Ida
I love
songs
you.
now.
I wish I need to have an Ida song written, don't I? That's what we should do. We need an Ida song.
Ida Bodida. Fee fi
Right?
fo fighter.
Oh my god.
Truck it
Yeah,
up, Ida. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what Jeff was saying, give us some show ideas, you guys, that you want to see some stuff coming up. Throw it in the comments, reach out to us individually, whatever you want to do.
I'm sure
mean-
Mike the mechanic will come in for that show too.
Right?
Mike the mechanic, not Narc. Yeah.
Look,
Where did
we've had
that
some
dude get
good
all
times
that from?
with Mike the mechanic and Narc. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes his personality changes mid-show.
Right.
I mean, you've been on Narc's live feeds, and that was a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
live feed when that going through all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it worked out nice. Yeah,
It's fun.
it is.
Where are we going now, Jeff? We've derailed
I don't
it.
know.
What are we doing?
We got, 18
15
minutes left.
Oh, 16.
We
Whatever.
got the motor rebuilt in the car. We blew a head gasket.
Oh,
It's
nice.
all aluminum motor. So I torched the head, torched the block, got it all filled and machined. Got CNC machine, so that makes it easy. It's all put back together. It's got top fuel hoops in it now, so hopefully that doesn't happen again with 50 pounds of boost. And we're gonna run this weekend. Yeah, it's got a F3
Did you get
F3
video of
Pro
it coming
Pro
apart?
Charger.
Wow.
It got a poof at the end. I got the
Oh,
video of the poof at the end, but there's
Right.
video on my channel of that car on a dyno blowing a head gasket, then with
Oh,
with no front end.
Right.
So see what happens when you blow a head gasket in a 2,500 horsepower unmethanol methanol car. So it's sick.
I just love how much trouble you had saying that word.
Yeah.
What does that
It's
car run on
meth.
quick?
Methanol.
Exactly.
Methanol.
Oh my god.
And everybody we race with runs on methanol, and we beat them with less. So
Nice.
because we've been doing this so long, it's cool. Y'all will check out the channel, like, share, subscribe. You'll dig it. I dig it. It's just a little channel. It's got like 260 subscribers. I mean, I'm not 1320 video or Cletus McFarland, but I'm up
Right.
there on the starting line right next to this loud, obnoxious stuff. And it's
That's great.
up front and personal. Plus, I know everybody we race with. And there's side
on.
betting going on, and there's the hustling and everything. It's a good time. So
Well,
just
if you're
watch
into
the
racing
videos.
stuff, his channel is in the chat there. I just put it up on the screen. Good luck
Thank
writing
you.
that down from the screen, but go back in the chat,
Yeah.
click on it. You can get there.
Click on it. Yeah, check
He
it
has
out. That's
clickable
what
links because we gave him a wrench last week. I don't know why the hell I gave him a
It-
wrench. That could be
that's-
dangerous,
that's
but
what
whatever.
that's my hobby. That's what we do, and we've been doing that stuff for a long time. Street racing on the south side of Chicago, back in the day, and
Hey,
the
there's
Monte
another
Carlo
show
you
idea.
the Monte Carlo
Off.
you see in the on my avatar. That
Right.
car's been around a lot. It's like one of the original street race cars in Chicagoland, right there. The one that's still around.
Nice.
It's just retired, so it's still getting it.
Nice.
That car's
What
run thousands of dollars on the street
what
in
what
grudge
are what
racing.
are drivers' hobbies?
Well, you know mine. I just told
Maybe
him to you.
that's like a little side show, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Hobbies. I
curious,
use.
Charlie, you're on your tablet right now. So are you just on the tablet or are you using your hotspot thing?
I'm on the tablet, and it's running through my big router thingy up there.
Your Verizon business?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it doing bad?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say we got a really good signal sitting here at this QT, but my phone says I got 4 bars of 5G, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not a bad spot. Oh man! All right, so
Yep.
there was some other stuff I wanted to scroll back to, and I can't remember how far back it is. Dang it! Oh, the Swift Live this Thursday. I plan on paying attention to that. I told Rose she has to remind me of that because I have some questions I'd like to ask on there as well. Maybe some statements to make. I don't know. I'm gonna
What's
get
the
in trouble
top?
probably.
Do you know what their topic is?
Yeah, the load board and the market rate percentage program, whatever the hell they call it.
Okay.
Let's see.
My buddy Dana over here is doing pretty good with the lease purchase over here at night. Same, it's all the same but different. But
Right.
they're talking about a load board over here too. But he seems to he's got lanes. I mean, there's because of the sliding scale and all that stuff. But
Right.
we can run Indy to Kansas City, Kansas City to Chicago, back a big circle, 500-mile load. So he stays pretty busy. Yeah.
So that's what when I've been coming out, I've been trying to run a couple of intrastate loads in Florida because they, some of them pay really well.
Yeah.
And like last week, what I did was I took when I had Rosie on the truck, we did 3 intrastate loads in a single day. And then I was willing to eat a 300-mile deadhead to get out of Florida after that because I was covered for everything I needed from that point.
Right.
I ran 250 miles in the state of Florida, including all my deadhead and everything else. And the rate was fantastic for all of it. I did nothing for fuel. It was all flat. And I was like, yeah, now we can afford to just deadhead out of the state and we're good because there really wasn't anything leaving the state that week until later on in the week. And we ended up running, we deadheaded to Georgia, came back to Florida, or no, deadheaded to Georgia, went to South Carolina, came back to Florida. I don't know, something like that. And it all worked out because I was able to run those super short loads.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you guys this. Dana's fuel gauge was messed up on his T680, and he actually ran out of fuel driving to the fuel pumps at a truck stop.
Oh,
Well, instead of
sucks.
calling a service truck, he went and bought a 5-gallon fuel can.
There you
We
go.
called the shop down there in Kansas City. We know the shop manager, and he's like, you need to put 20 gallons in each tank. Well, we put 10 in the passenger side. He's like, you got to put 10 in the passengers. I mean, put 10 in the driver's side. It wouldn't take it. It was kept sucking air. As soon as we put that 10 in, truck started right up. It's an electric primer, not a pump primer. But yeah, he did it himself. I saved a ton of money. He made a mess. Took him a while, but it saved him a ton of money. And then a guy pulls up to fill up a transfer tank on the back of a pickup. He goes like, dude, I could have used you like an hour ago.
Right.
He's full of fuel. He's got fuel everywhere. It's splashing. It's got the fillers are underneath the sleeper on the side. So he's got to build some makeshift funnel to get the. He's like, I would have paid you $100 just to have you here. But I mean, that probably would have cost him a G if a service truck came out, and he just did it
Yep.
himself. But
That
that's
$100 a
what we,
gallon.
yeah, and the to get it going. But he just did it himself. But that's the things we do. We just fix it
Look,
ourselves. It
so
sucks, but we do it.
one of the things I did earlier today was actually fix lights on this fabulous 21 series trailer. Uh, Lights were out, so I got in and started jiggling stuff around, and found out where it was loose. Cut it, spliced it, retaped it, sealed it up, good to go.
Yeah.
And it took me 15 minutes while I was actually waiting on a response from my OOC and my planner dude in Ocala. They didn't respond, by the way, but but then I just got on the load board and went on about my business because now I've got a sound trailer again.
Yeah,
Yep.
just like a mud flat. If you're gonna
Hey,
wait around for 7 hours or 4 hours, dude, just go buy a mud flat and put it on and send in a receipt.
oh my
Get you a
God,
small
right?
toolkit that fits stuff like that. Not even one of the little ones you see at the truck stop. Buy one of those
Yep.
and change your mud flap out. Just put a mud flap on it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's crazy,
put some
man.
gloves on, put something on the ground, sit on that, and put a mud flap on the thing. You're done. Half hour tops. You're not
Crazy
waiting around
talker.
for 7 hours, and you're already on your way. You keep it moving, the money comes in.
That's right.
Right.
You got to keep it moving. Plus, if you're paying for all this, waiting around, you might fail your load.
Hey
You
now.
know, yes, they can
Yes,
reschedule,
jokes.
but you can get it off the truck because you did it. Yeah, and
Look,
charge them.
a lot of people don't think of it that way though. They're like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna fix their equipment. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here for 4 hours for something I can
No.
fix.
Yeah. How much is Love's going to charge? You going to pay me to do it? Yeah, I can do that. Send it over a message that you're going to pay me to change it, to do it myself, and just
Oh,
go change it.
here's a quick message for someone who left a trailer in Ocala. I feel like I should tell on myself. Uh, they dropped an empty trailer and they didn't like play the other game where they put a seal on it or a lock on the back. they put they put a glad hand lock on it. You know, the red glad
Oh.
hand lock.
Uh huh. Got
I
3 of
checked.
those.
Yeah, yeah, right. I checked the trailer status. It showed empty, available, unattached, not dispatched. It was literally the only empty that I could find on our Ocala yard. Know what I did?
Hmm.
I
Save
removed
it.
the entire I removed the entire glad hand from the trailer, replaced it with one that I have in my box for, just these kinds of things. So, if you dropped a trailer in Ocala and you came
You're,
back and your empty trailer was gone and you thought because you had a glad hand lock on it, it would be safe, give me a call, reach out. I'll give you back your lock. We'll meet up. You can use your key, but I'm keeping the glad hand, of course. You
yeah.
can get your
It's
lock
like
back.
there's probably a 1 out of 20 glad hands have the same key. Maybe you'll get lucky. Yeah,
Yep.
Well,
maybe.
I tried mine. It didn't work.
All right.
I did. I tried. In fact, I have three of them, and I tried all three of my glad hand lock keys, and none of them would do it because I was just gonna
All you
like set it
gotta
right down on the ground
all
right
you
there.
gotta do is just pry it. It's sticking in the rubber. All you do is pry it and
I
replace the
didn't
glad
want.
hand seal.
I
Done.
didn't want to do something like that, so I removed the entire glad hand. Simple. Inch and a quarter, inch and an eighth wrench. That's what I
Yeah.
had.
Oh
I
yeah.
pulled both those out of the top of my box. Just
And
saying.
if you got the Torx bit, you can just take the whole little red thingy off of it. It just
I,
falls right off. You
I
put the
could
red thingy
not.
back on there.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could not find the right Torx bit, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to dig in my box to find to the bottom to find it because I almost did that. I literally looked at that.
You guys know about the red thingy and the blue thingy. Yeah, I'm sure they
Yes,
do.
that's hot.
They know the thingy. Yeah. I guess it's and those things there you need to check too because you'll air up. You should walk around
Right.
after you air up. You'll hear that leak. Grab your hammer and tap on it. Give a little bend to it. The leak goes away because it's loose.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little, and then it'll tighten itself up. All you're doing is tightening the clamping force.
Yep.
Done.
Right.
Tricks of the trade.
Oh yeah, we need winter air in the trailer tires. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely need that. Narc said so. That's definitely not a Mike the Mechanic word. That was Narc saying that. I'm just saying.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, there's the smell. There's the smell. A bunch of cows in a feedlot.
Oh,
Oh
that's money,
God, that
man.
That's just
smells.
come on, quick.
Now
That's the
when
smell of
now when it's
money right
90
there.
now when it's 90 degrees out, that's ripe. Ugh.
That is the smell of money, sir.
Ugh. Oh my God.
Ugh.
You know,
Ooh.
if you just embrace it and breathe in real strong through your nostrils about 3 or 4 times, it'll go away.
I just you making me do that. It's like no, quit, stop, no, hold my breath. No, can't do it. Didn't go to recirc on the thing, and it's just in the truck now. So
Look,
yeah, my truck smells
once
like
you
a
get the
cow
three through your
farm.
nostrils, take a real deep one through your mouth.
It
And
could
that
be
way you get
worse.
all the
Oh,
taste buds going. And then it
Look,
goes away, bro. You're fine.
could be worse. Quick. My son Peter decided to microwave sardines the other day.
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
goodness. Did he take him out of the tin? Please
Yeah,
tell me he took him out of the tin. Okay.
yeah, he did.
Jesus. Oh, that's just nasty.
But of course, now my microwave's going to smell like fish for the next 2 years.
Oh, it's junk. You gotta throw it out. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Or go
God.
go. Yeah, do that microwave stuff in the garage with that microwave,
Right.
the stinky microwave. Yeah. Use your projects out somewhere, not here, over
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Hey,
All right,
remove the
Charlie.
Okay.
safety grate in it and just start microwaving metal things in it in the garage. Sorry,
Exactly.
my bad.
All right, man. All right, man. You guys take care, man. Good show. All
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 right,
right,
quick. Thanks,
man.
buddy.
right, later.
Charlie's getting tired. He tells me so.
I am. It's late. It's okay. It's still sunny out, but I'm gonna make it dark here real quick.
Yeah.
And
Good
look,
stuff,
I've been
man.
getting up at like 4 o'clock, dude.
Hey, I got up at 7 this morning.
Nice job.
I'm trying to. So here's a challenge for you guys when you stop driving. So for 20 years, I have not had a sleep schedule,
Right.
and I find myself needing to, build my coaching business and all that stuff. So I do actually need to get up in the morning, but it is hard to get up at the same
Yes.
time every day and try and go to bed at the same time every day.
When I'm home for a week or two, like I have been over the last few months, and I've been home for like a week, 2 or 3, dude, I am up for some reason anywhere between 9 and 11
Mm-hmm.
until 5 a.m. Because why not? Oh my God.
It's fun. All
The
right.
struggle is real.
So cut the BS, guys. Gross revenue may sound impressive, but what matters is what the business is actually producing for you and your family.
Yes.
That's what's important. So, with that, keep that rubber side down. And remember, with no action, there is no traction. So, get after it.
Look after each other. There's no one out here looking after us but us. If you see that guy out there struggling to get in that parking space, get out there and say, hey, man, can I help you guide you in a little bit? Then, if he tells you, hey, pound sand, Swift or Warner or whatever you are, then get the camera out and send us the video afterwards because that'll be fun to watch. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, like most weeks, hopefully. And I'll probably be on the road again. With that being said, Jeff, hit some buttons, bro.